So one of my original concerns was that if you wanted to purchase an electric vehicle and you lived in an apartment building, probably in a lower income area, that it'll be harder for you to have access to affordable charging. Good morning, everyone. I happened to stop by a new EVgo station that was just installed at I believe it's at the Flying J, not too far away from my house. I was trying to check out the pricing information, and I was looking. I saw that another one popped up only 4 miles away. So, and this is in East St. Louis, and I guess this would be considered the kind of the hub, the downtown area of East St. Louis, because the actual downtown area of East St. Louis is basically, it's nothing there really. It's a bunch of abandoned buildings. But I was surprised to find out that they had a charging station here, and this is EVgo. There's 6 stalls. These are all 350. As you look around, you still see a lot of boarded up buildings here. So yeah, a little somewhat surprised, but there is a Save Lot. I'm not sure if it's open or not, and some other type of store right here. And there's also a Walgreens here, right over here too. And so you do have some amenities here. And if you look at the surface here, it looks like that this was just put in not too long ago. It looks relatively new. And I can't find the information to find out exactly when this was installed and whether this is a part of NEVI funding or not. This is one of the lower income areas in the entire state, probably in the entire country. So I was kind of surprised that they would have probably one of the few charging stations out of any of the towns here in the Metro East area. They have installed some new ones. Again, I'm going to stop at another one that was just installed. It's just 4 miles away. And you have cars charging here. There's a Kia EV6 and 2 Mustang Mach-E's charging. And of course, I have my Rivian right here. This is about a mile off the highway. And so, yeah, so that part makes sense as far as the part off the highway. But I come here to charge, there are people charging here, but I used to work right down here at a National Guard Armory as an Army National Guard recruiter. So I am somewhat familiar with the area. It has been years since I worked here. I'm not sure if I will come here at night because I just know the area. And not necessarily that someone would actually do something, but you have a lot of people who walk around just lingering. So, and that could raise some concerns. People who may stop by and ask for some money or something like that. But yeah, so if you're fine with that, you should be okay. And there's also an O'Reilly's Auto Parts store there, and there's a Family Dental and a JWG Beauty. And I'm not sure if any of these places you can go in to use the bathroom. I'm guessing maybe the Walgreens. But yeah, it's really surprised to see this, but this is great. This is awesome that they have this here. And again, I say there's another one's 4 miles down the road. There's a Tesla Supercharging station, maybe 12 miles up the highway. And then there's another Pilot Flying J station that was installed, maybe another 15 miles down the highway, or either maybe only like 5 miles down the highway from the Tesla Supercharger station. So these things are going in. And so just in the radius I'm in right now, and again, within 4 miles, there's another charging station. There's another one down at the casino, which is probably another 4 or 5 miles away from here. Yeah, so these things are going in. Surprised to see one in this area because even the more affluent neighborhoods, areas, they don't have charging stations in them. So even the ones that's right off the highway, except for the Tesla Supercharger station. But I find it pretty interesting. Let me know your thoughts. But I'm going to stop at the next one and we're going to check that out. But these are all 350s. And there's 3 stalls, and you see the cabinets right here. I was trying to find the date. There's an inspection sticker on the meter over there. And it does say the 17th of September, but I'm not sure if that's the date when it's open, so I don't know. I will try to find more information on the open date. The one I'm going to go to next, that was just opened within the last few days. But let's go ahead and hop in the vehicle, and we're going to go check it out. I have my map pulled up, and you see right here, this is the EVgo station I'm located at right here. I'm just going to type EVgo in here again, and we'll see where the next one is. And I'm not even sure if it's showing up here. And so the next charging station is 4 miles away. And that's a Flying J Travel Center. And I'm going to see if it's even showing any of the information on here. Probably not. This charging station just opened up. So, but we're gonna drive over there and check it out, but that's 4 miles away. And I did check the pricing here, and it shows the different pricing plans. And it shows the pricing for, and I'll just get out and show you. And there's some glare, so it's gonna be hard to see, but it does show the pricing plan here. And so if you had an EVgo plan, of course, you're gonna pay the least amount, and it has super all peak, which is 12 a.m. to 8 a.m. and 11 p.m. to 12 a.m. and it has all peak from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. and then again from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. Then it has on peak, which is 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. So and it also has, if you have the EVgo plan plus max, which is $12 a month, you see 28 cents per kilowatt hour, 31, which is pretty darn good, 31 cents per kilowatt hour all peak. And on peak, 47 cents per kilowatt hour, which is not that bad. With the plus plan, which is $6 a month, you have 34 cents per kilowatt hour, 39 cents, and 47 on peak. And then if you pay as you go, it's 46, 52, and then 59 off peak, which is around the same price as the other location. And also it's showing that this one right here is unavailable, but the rest are available according to the app. Now let's go and check out this other charging station, check out the pricing. And so I am at the next charging station, and this is a Flying J. See the sign right there, Flying J. And we're not too far off the highway. It's Highway 255, just right here. You probably hear the noise from the highway. But yeah, just check this charging station out. This one has 3 stalls with a total of 6 ports, and these are all 350s. And unlike the other charging station, you see all the cabinets are located over here behind these blue barriers where, and the one in East St. Louis, they were like right behind the charging station. They just turned these on. I stopped by to talk to some of the electricians that were installing this. And these things have been here for probably months now. And they said it was just a bunch of red tape they had to go through in order to get them turned on. Let's just look at the cable management here. And you see my Rivian is parked right here. And of course my charge port is right here. But if I wanted to, this thing stretches out a good ways. I could probably plug into the back of a car just by pulling it straight. And you see, I could have pulled up a lot more than I did. You see, there's a lot of space here. So that's some pretty good cable management. So if you're driving a vehicle with your charge port that's located in the back, you can probably just pull the cable and plug it right in. But let's just take out some of the pricing here and see if and this one's just showing 53 cents per kilowatt hour. I don't see any all peak or there's no additional rates here. And so, yeah, so that's the one rate. So I'm guessing this is probably not connected with EVgo, where you can use the app to get the preferred pricing, because at least it's not showing it on here. Charge and up and go. Let's see. Yeah, so it's just showing the one price. It says my rewards save more time and money on your journey. Download now. My rewards plus. I'm not sure what that does. But yeah, it just looks like the one pricing. And it says a tax rate of 0% applies to all transactions. And maybe because this is a GM Energy one, it just has the set pricing, unlike the other one that I stopped at, where it had the all peak pricing and also the EVgo pricing also, where you can get lower rates if you decided to go with one of the plans or either charge all peak. So, but not true with this one. And so if you wanted to save some money, I would go to the other one and charge up. And if you lived in an apartment or something, you didn't have access to home charging, obviously I would get a plan, and then you can charge up your vehicle up for a much lower rate. And just probably within a month, that plan will more than pay for itself. So one of my original concerns was that if you wanted to purchase an electric vehicle and you lived in an apartment building, probably in a lower income area, that it'll be harder for you to have access to affordable charging. But a situation like that will make it easier, where you can get a plan and you still will pay more than the homeowner, but that is still not bad. That's not bad at all. because if you're local, you can charge it off peak and save quite a bit of money. Well, it won't be too much more than what you'll pay if you're charging at home. Plus, you don't have the added cost of installing a charging station at your house. So you factor that into the equation also as far as the overall cost. This is awesome to see. And just looking at this EVgo app, I see that there's even more in the area than what I originally thought. You see that there's, I know there's another Flying J one I saw in here, but there's quite a few. And these are all the ones that are closest to me. And there's one at the Lowe's, it's just 9 miles away. The casino, it's 5 miles. The State Street Shopping Center is where I just came from. That is around 3 to 4 miles away. You have the Flying J. That's where I'm located right now. It's Racehorse Road, or Racehorse Drive. And you see there's another Flying J, the one I was referring to, Pilot Flying J, which is on Edwardsville Road. No, it's not the one. That's 14 miles away. Then you have another one, Pilot Travel Center, that's 15 miles away on Perrin Road. So there are quite a few located near me. So that really bodes well for EV charging. There are a lot of new charging stations going in all over the place. And this is going to just really help with EV adoption, because that's one of the biggest concerns as far as travel, the access to charging. One thing I wish they would do is actually display pricing, just like they have the pricing for the gas vehicles. It'd be nice if they display pricing for electric vehicles also. But hopefully they'll be doing that. Looks like they still have some other things to do. I really like this layout here. And as you can see, these are all handicap accessible. So no matter which ones you park at, you see there's a lot of space here. A lot of space between the stalls. And so if you're in a wheelchair or something like that, it'd be easy for you to get out and access the charging. I like this setup a lot. This is probably one of the best setups I've seen. Of course, there's no pull-throughs here. It'd be nice if there was a pull-through station, because if you try it, you're going to end up blocking somebody or someone. But in reality, there's a way you can kind of pull in. You will block some spaces and still not have to unhook your trailer, because you just probably come in this way, depending on where your charge port is. It's still not totally block the rest of your charging station. You may block a few parking spaces, but you'll still have room to drive by. So I guess there is a way, but that's not an optimal solution. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And I'm going to go to these other ones also and check them out. I have already been to the Tesla Supercharger, and they had quite a few stalls. I think that one had 12 stalls, if I'm not mistaken. And that was a pretty nice station. And the other one that they installed, maybe about 4 miles past that, has two charging stations with 4 ports. And they're all 350. I'm really excited about all these new charging stations going in. It just makes EV travel so much easier, especially when so it's not necessarily the travel to get to your destination. A lot of times, are you going to be able to find charging when you get to your destination? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. But that's all I have for today. I'd like to thank you for joining me once again, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.